Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Demons Souls. I'm really excited to be bringing this to you guys. I can't wait for us to actually get into this, but let me just go through a few things here. So this is going to be part one to my walkthrough series. Obviously I've been streaming on the channel recently and we've been kind of just ironing out where we want to go. The first places we're going to go, there's a lot of freedom in this game for those that haven't played this before. Kind of once we've done the first area, you're able to go to a lot of different places, a lot of directions that you can go in. And I'll do my best to try and give you guys the path of least resistance. Of course, I always end up doing magic-based characters in most games that I can do this in, and so in this one, it just so happens to be advantageous that the magic in this game is fairly good in comparison to some of the other Souls games. We actually get to remain quite mobile while we're casting most of the spells and stuff. So that being said, we're going to start with the royalty class here. The magician is actually kind of closer to a what would previously be like a pyromancer. Pyromancy isn't its own thing in this game, and so we are gonna go with the royalty here. The good thing about royalty is we start out with 12 faith, so we can actually use a few miracles as well. And if we decide to, there's a catalyst in this game that uses both faith and magic for scaling. There's no actual dark magic for those that may be asking, which is a type of magic for those that don't know in previous games. But we can basically scale some of our abilities in the same way. We probably won't be. I think we're going to go with Shredder Magic, at least for the first playthrough of the game. Maybe we'll branch out when we go through into New Game Plus. Obviously, we are Andraste. We are the English God of War, for those that don't know. She was a pretty cool lady. That's why we're wearing the tears of our enemies. Providential Ring for the gift. It's the only one that is, in my opinion, of any use. Just because the rest of the stuff is just consumables, and this will allow us to pick up more healing items as we go through the game. So I feel like it's just a good idea to bring on Providential Ring there. It's probably going to get changed out pretty quickly. Let's just be aware of that. I don't want to spend too long here, but I just want to show you guys that there is a lot that you can do to customize the face of your character. There's not much else, but just the face. We're obviously going to skip through cutscenes to try and make this at least somewhat quicker. I don't want to skip... Wait, yes, we want to play this. I don't want to skip the first bit, because some of you guys are obviously probably going to go through here. So I'll walk you through this. We'll take a quick look at the Nexus, and that'll probably be the end of this video. So obviously, you're going to come through this way, look at how gorgeous the game is. This guy, as far as I can tell, is completely passive. So this is literally, press R1, learn to attack, press R2, learn what your heavy attack is. Feel free to use a spell on it if you wish to. But I figure you're probably going to want to save as much of your MP for the boss of this area as you can, mainly because you only get one chance to defeat it. The channel has decided that I should in fact defeat it myself, so I will be showing you guys what you get if you do beat it. If you don't beat the boss of this area, don't worry about it. It is not essential. There's nothing kind of relative to it. I don't think there's even an achievement for it, so it's just not something that you need to worry about all that much. Feel free to have a practice parry on these guys. Great job there, Joe, for showing how that doesn't work. So, obviously, if you just... Wow. If you get his hand just right, then you can get a good parry on these guys and you get a critical hit on them. I had to demo at least once, right? I've just allowed myself to get ridiculously injured now, which is going to be pretty bad for... when we actually go through to the boss of this game, well, this area. He can one-shot us as the Royal. We have quite a low damage tolerance, which is something to be aware of if you are going to play as a caster. This is something that you're going to have to deal with. So, as you just saw, we picked up some Crescent moongrass. Healing in this game is done through consumables, which is grass. As you can see, that we have half moongrass, which heals quite a fair amount for this stage of the game, and we have Crescent moongrass. I'm actually going to disequip this because we're not going to get poisoned for quite a while, and it's just better to have straight up healing down there. I'm going to go ahead and use this. So moving on here then, we have, I think, some more grass on the left just here. And it kind of looks like a dead end. What you actually want to do is you want to walk to this bit just here and press circle, and you'll jump over. This is going to give us our first kind of area with multiple enemies, so just be careful. We're going to come out to the left here. Where possible, it's always a good idea to try and deal with enemies individually. You want to try to avoid getting mobbed. We're actually going to get some items and spells and stuff, which gives us an advantage in doing this later on. But for now, we just have to deal with what we have. The cool thing is, because we're in light armor, we actually do make less noise, and this does affect the aggro range of some enemies. Not all of them, but some. Not really much else around here. I know we have an item buried in the corner over this way. Like so. Something else to get used to. Getting the backstabs off. Now, I plan on doing that a little bit more with some of the enemies that I've got coming up in a second. It's just worth looking at. So we are full on outpost. Obviously get healed for using the Archstone. But bear in mind we don't actually have an Archstone to use right now. And they become a mechanic unto themselves once we get further into the game. We'll talk about it when we get there. We're now facing off against the human soldier enemies. We're just going to move around here. So you can see me that I'm holding my block button up. Ideally, we don't actually want to take hits on the shield. Just so you guys can see, on the damage reduction side, we only absorb 90% of the damage that we get hit by. So we'll still take some damage. Not a lot of damage, but we'll still take some damage. But because this is only a buckler, it also has a very low guard reduction stat. I think that's what it's called. It used to be called stability. I say it used to be. It's called stability in the other games. What does it call it in this? Guard. It has very low guard break of 45. That basically means that blocking is going to take a lot of stamina up. And so it means that our guard is quite easy to break, and that can leave us open to attacks if we're not careful. So ideally, even with this guy, we're just going to... I missed the backstab there, that's a shame. There we go. Move around for the backstab, works pretty nicely for us. Wherever there's a single enemy, that is a good idea. This here, it wants you to parry this guy. We've already gone through parrying, we're good. If you have a good weapon for kicking, that is good, but this weapon, when you press forward and attack, has a weird, like, kind of back-off animation. Something else you can do to this guy, if he's being stubborn, is if we hit him twice, it'll break his guard, and then we'll get a free hit on him. Now the only bad thing about doing that is it means we've used some of our MP up. Our MP does regenerate because of a ring that we've started with, but it is quite slow, and the boss we're about to face off against takes basically no damage from our melee attacks, so just be aware of that. Is there an archer in here? I thought there was an archer in here. Yeah, see we go. Now in addition, you'll see that along the shield and the weapon in the bottom left corner, there are durability bars. The durability of your weapons can decrease over time, and they will break on you if you don't pay attention to that. So just be careful as you are going through areas. To pick that up, didn't I? That's that, and then across the bridge. I was getting lost for a second there, sorry guys. Don't feel like it's too much else to talk about right now. I'm going to try to do this from the perspective as if you know nothing about any Souls game. I imagine a lot of people are going to come to this from Dark Souls, so I'm probably going to say a lot of things that people already know, but I feel like it's better to be too thorough than not thorough enough. You know, this guy? See how I just didn't notice us there? It's because we're not clanking around in big armour. Examine the corpse. Be careful with this, just because obviously if you're really close to the fog, you'll go through the fog rather than picking up the item, and it's just a good idea to have the item. I think he's actually dropped us some good grass there as well. So we're going to switch out to magic now. Wish me luck. I don't know if this is going to work very well. What you want to do... Ah ha ha! I thought we were at the boss fight when we went. Why did I think that? We will be soon. I've completely forgotten everything already. I only did this yesterday. Go and grab this. That's why I should follow my notes. Half moon grass, help us stay alive in the boss. Okay, so here it's going to be. We weren't far off anyway. So, before we go in then, things worth noting here. If you don't beat the boss, don't worry about it. You're going to respawn in the Nexus, and as you saw, this entire area is completely skippable anyway. If you do beat it, you basically get a special cutscene and a few upgrade materials, which will be shown in a second just because the channel has decided that that's what they prefer to see. So, that's what's going to happen. Let's go ahead and top off here. Now this thing does one-shot me anyway, so we do need to be careful about this. And with that being said, it's a good idea just to run under its arm. Usually it rears up that side. And then basically what you want to do is you really want to stay around its bum if you can. And so long as you can stay around its bum, you can win this game fairly easily. Now it's not actually using the move that I wanted to kind of show you that kind of is the move that you want to bait here. So generally you also want to move towards the way that he's swinging because that allows you to get underneath it easier. He's probably going to do his... I thought he was going to do a butt smash then. We kind of want to bring him out of that corner because it's getting a bit dangerous now. Now it's quite dangerous to try... what I was going to say, it's not dangerous. It's difficult to run whilst you're locked on. So if you do need to reset him like that, just disengage and then move back around again. Oops, I rolled the wrong way. Let's see if we can get him to do his butt smash. There it is. So that move there is a really good move to get a heal in if you need to, if you happen to be someone that doesn't die to this thing in one hit. This is actually a longer fight for the mage, just because we can burst a lot of its health down, but once we run out of magic, we're basically tickling it. That's a bad place to be. I'm gonna get got here. Nope, it's gonna do butt smash. Thank you very much. I needed that. Now that's gonna be the end of the Vanguard demon. I don't think there's anything else I need to say other than just try to stay behind it. That is basically the idea of that fight. Stay behind it. So once that's done, touch the Archstone. And that gives us the Grey Demon Soul. That doesn't give us anything specifically amazing, it's just going to give us some extra souls later on. And this allows us to see Big Bad over here. Everything here is scripted, so feel free to have a look around, enjoy the sights and all that good stuff. Grab all of the loot down here. So the upgrade materials, which I'm about to show you in a second. We've got some moongrass. It should be over here. Yeah, these aren't really amazing for us. So if you are a melee class, they're probably good. I mean, maybe we'll upgrade the rapier just so it does some extra damage in the first area. But we're going to be changing from the rapier anyway, and the kind of stones that we need to upgrade it just aren't available to us yet. So just bear that in mind. I've just realised for some reason everything was really loud. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
I'm just skipping this anyway, what I'm doing. So this is the Nexus. If you did defeat the demon and get the resources, you are now able to upgrade an item just here. We're going to skip through some stuff. So we could upgrade the rapier, which we're going to do. We get ourselves a small bonus there. There's not really much to be said in the Nexus. The next part then is going to be us heading through the Arkstone. We have people to talk to and that kind of stuff. You guys can do that in between now and then. But for now, we're just going to head through the Arkstone, and I'll see you guys in the Gate of Boletaria. Feel free to talk to this guy. He allows you to store things. This guy obviously allows you to get your basic upgrade. There's a lady around here that you should be able to talk to. But most of it's gibberish. There's no other NPCs. Honestly, she's called the Black Herald or something like that. Isn't available to us. The statue over there isn't available to us, so there is just very little for us to do. There is going to be some loot in here later on, but again, that's locked off behind the golden gate you can see at the top. So I would catch you guys shortly in the first Arkstone, otherwise known as 1-1. Hopefully this has been helpful for you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.